haunting hour is at hand. Ghostly haunting since time began. Raw side paranormal seeks the truth, looking for some kind of real proof. Creepy floorboards and eerie dark mist. Grab your camera and document this. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the wrong side. A slamming door causes a fright. A shadowed hand appears in sight. Grab your REM pods and your K2s, or anything else you can use. No time to run, no time to hide. We are catching all of this on the raw side. The icy air touches your neck. You feel like screaming, but you stay in check. All's rising up to take the magical flight. You can't believe what's happening tonight. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side. Don't run, don't try to hide. We are catching this all on the raw side.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. I'm glad everybody could pop in and join me and Carla. Tonight we are having her on so we can discuss her latest adventure. I have some interesting questions I want to ask about that experience, and it looked like a really great place to investigate. So everybody put their hands together and welcome Carla to the show.
Well,
Hello, Miss Carla.
Hi,
How are
Laura.
you?
I'm doing good.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Oh, it's a Monday. Did you survive it?
I did. Made it through it. Like Blondie's Manic Monday, man. It was manic.
Oh, jeez.
It was. Kids forgetting stuff and kids getting sick and trying to get everything. It was nuts.
Just trying to get them out the door and then so you could go to work.
Yeah, but we made it, so it's good now.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I'm having so many issues going on here, and
Yeah, well,
didn't sleep all night. I'm thinking, oh God,
oh no, I didn't sleep that great either. So
it's just
I don't know why.
really warm. I don't know what the hell is going on. So,
Oh,
hi, Michael. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. So hopefully everybody will pop in because Mondays usually aren't our evening. But I try to be flexible to fit everybody in where they can go and when they can come on.
mhm.
Actually, well, let's talk about how's the job going. The job going really well.
Yeah, it's good. Last week was pretty hard. We had 2 burials, so the one family, it was really hard not to feel the grief that they were feeling. So
Yeah, I don't know how.
but it's going good. Yeah, we're trying to just clean things up and get ready for winter. So yeah, today we had a service come and blow out all of our sprinklers so they don't freeze because winter the pipes.
Yeah, they would blow out all the pipes. Hi, Faith. Yeah. Hey, Matt. Welcome, guys. Yeah, that would suck. Yeah, all of that. It's hard work. I don't know. Yeah, I would be in tears all the time. I'll tell you that if that was me. So, she went black, guys.
I'm sorry. That was my phone. I turned off my phone calling, but yeah, I don't know.
It still does that. Yeah. You hit the do not disturb.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
As
that's
I
gonna
put on
be
Do
annoying.
Not Disturb because otherwise my phone would just be going. You'd hear the Star Trek thing going off all because that's what I got as a ringtone.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, mine doesn't do that, but I just had like a stupid phone call. So
All right. Hi, Alyssa. Welcome, welcome. Just to let everybody know before we get into detail with Carla, the October issue of Paranormal Pages, the Inside View, will be available tomorrow morning. So, guys, please check it out. I had a ball putting this one together because of the Halloween theme, and there's some great stories and all kinds of goodies between those pages. Also, I have a feature there on Helena, seeing that the last one was a typo in the last magazine. So Helena's got 2 pages in there, so you can read all about her story. And her and the gang are actually all at a Paragon uh, this past weekend. Tell her I said hi, Matt. To promote their upcoming movie. I believe it's Evil on Earth is what it's called, and also to talk to people that are in the same field that we are all in. So you guys just check all that out. It is great. All right, Miss Carla, you went to the Phillipsburg Opera House. Is that the
yeah,
correct name?
yeah,
I
that's right.
I found that
Yeah,
place to be pretty amazing.
it was. Yeah, the theater's really cool. Like all old and just yeah, they kept it really well, like restored and they still use it. You can still go see movies there and plays and stuff. So
It's
it was
incredible.
really neat to check out. Yeah.
Now I do remember you stating in the video there when you were doing the investigations that there is no haunted history documented.
Yeah, there's not that I found. I might do a little bit more digging into it because I'm like really confused why it's so haunted. But I mean, Phillipsburg is a small mining town anyway, so it's kind of like it, it's very similar to Marysville that we have here. That's a ghost town. So
Right.
to me, like maybe there is some, you know, uh, hauntings or I'm not quite sure. I need to do more research on the town itself and stuff.
Right.
Because I
I did do some digging myself, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to find out what would the history behind it be. So even if it wasn't, because like I said, it's an old mining town.
yeah, as far as I know, I didn't hear of any like deaths in the theater, like anybody
Right.
that did anything that I recall. And when I pulled up, just Google searching it, about any hauntings in it, I didn't find anything. So I'll have to do a little bit more research on that part just to find out like why it is so haunted. But it's really interesting because there was uh I had paranormal communication downstairs.
Right.
Mhm.
And I do believe, was it in the 1800s that it was built? Or the
Yeah.
early
Hmm.
1900s or 1800, late 1800s?
Yeah, late
Hi, Julie R.
1800s.
How are you?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's what I was wondering. Maybe even if it wasn't the building itself, maybe the grounds, whatever it was
Hmm.
before
Right.
they
Yeah.
erected the opera house.
Uh-huh.
But then again, like you said, I mean, it being in the 1800s and it being an opera house, there might have been a lot of famous people that have been through there,
Right.
and
Yeah.
maybe just one of them decided to stay, and we
Hmm.
just don't know about it yet. So hopefully
Yeah.
you'll be able to dig up something on it. That would be really cool.
I'm sure there's some buildings around there that have some haunted history, and there's probably a cemetery. And I mean, because it's really like out in the boondocks. Like you have to drive quite a ways to get to Phillipsburg, down
Right,
farm and dirt roads and stuff out. It's not around anything big, any big cities. So it's in between Helena and Missoula. And Missoula from here is about an hour and a half. So, and it's like outskirts before
right.
you get to it. So yeah, it's really neat.
Now is it a newer situation where they let people come in there and do paranormal investigations?
So this is a group that you can book the tours with. They're called Chilling Overnight Paranormal or Chilling Paranormal Overnights. I might have that backwards. But what they do is you can book it, and then the proceeds that they earn, I mean, goes towards them and their tour group, but the other half goes to restoring the places.
So, oh, that's great. So that yeah,
Yeah.
they're the ones that are keeping
Hmm.
it, in good condition.
Yeah, and so they do a lot of different locations around Montana, and then they do a lot of different, overnights, and I booked quite a few of them just because it allowed me access to those places. And when they start, they do sometimes give a brief history on the place. They did when I went to the brothel, and they talked
Right.
about the brothel. They had a whole bunch of history on that. And I don't have those videos edited yet. I'm working on those next. Because that was fun. A lot of history on that. I learned a lot about that place.
Right.
Hmm.
Sorry about the noise. It might have been my fan. I shut it off. Let me know if it's cleared up,
Oh,
guys.
okay.
I always run the little fan because it gets warm in here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be melting, on camera, just like sliding off my chair.
Right.
So if I disappear, that's what happened. I slipped onto the floor.
Yeah. How hot is it over there?
Actually, I believe it was in the 70s today, which is
Oh,
a
okay.
break.
We were
Uh,
60. We were really chilly today. It felt like
right
fall.
now, it's 65.
Okay. Yeah. High today was
Uh,
61.
the thing is that we just had our house newly insulated. And boy, I'm telling you, that insulation's working, guys.
Oh, good. That's nice. That'll be
Because
nice for the
even though it's only
winter.
like low 70s, I still got to put on the air conditioning and I'm like dying up here. So it's
Yeah. It'll be good in the winter. Yep.
so yeah, that'll be the big test.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. Let's see. Julie says, "Oh no, it keeps going, Laura. I didn't know.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh, and of
I
course I
mean,
have
I
like
can hear
another.
the static. I can hear it, but it's not like it was.
I don't know. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you. I'm so glad. Michael's always such a big help.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I want you to tell me from step one, what made you choose this particular location and just walk us through it.
Well, I wanted to investigate it because it was a theater. I thought, how fun would that be to just. I like the theater anyway. We have a really neat one here that's supposedly haunted. They don't do tour groups, but it's got some haunted history to it. And so I've never been to this location, and I thought, well, I'll check out something new. So that's what I've been doing, checking out new places because I usually go to the ghost towns or those kind of things and just explore on my own. But these, I was kind of hesitant going in a group. You get a bunch of people that you don't know what they're doing, and they get hyped up, and the equipment goes off, and they think it's. I mean, the last video that I did that I posted, debunking the tripwire, because I was like, it's not. I mean, at first I thought it was ghost activity, and I'm like, there's something wrong with it, you guys, if you just sit and watch.
Right.
So check out your equipment, make sure your batteries are fresh, make sure it's not around anything electrical. You can't assume everything goes off is paranormal. So I just sat and I was like, yeah, there's something. So I just wanted to put that on there because I'm not one that's like, I am skeptical, Laura. Like, I don't like even stuff that I've had happen. I'm like, no, did that really happen? But it did. I just second guess myself, and I'm like, I'm not making that up. This shit
Right.
really happened. So, yeah, I really don't trust equipment. I really like that Beardo and Kenny and Joe Vitale break down equipment and stuff that they do.
Oh yeah, it
Because
needs
it
to be
helps.
dissected. Yeah.
Yeah, and it helps me because like when I went into that back room in the basement, there was a bell set up. There's somebody that had a camera set up over in the corner, and you couldn't see it off screen. I mean, it was over in the corner so you could see the entire room. But when I went down there, the first thing I saw was the chandelier moving, and I was like, why is that moving? There's no windows open. It's not drafty down here. Is it maybe somebody walking around upstairs? And I was like, it's all concrete. I'm like, so how would that have moved? Like the thing was slowly moving. And I was like,
Right.
well, I don't know. I can't debunk that one. All I know is it moving. I didn't see what moved it. Maybe they caught it on camera. That'd be cool if they did. Like it just starting to move, but it would be really hard to say what caused it. But then like when I know a lot of people like don't really like the K2s, but I've messed around with my K2 so much that I know like why it would go off, what would make it spike. So when I was down there, I made sure that, I wasn't around anything electrical, that would set it off.
Right.
Yeah. That was my light. My nice mirror light, because it helps my face so I don't get all flushed out, but I wasn't using it, so it shut off on me. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so I do initial walkthrough because I like to know where everything is, and I do that when they're setting up. Like the group will set up their equipment, and then what they do is they'll like split the people that book the tour between two groups, and then they take them and then they show them their equipment, and they just sit and do some investigating with them and see if they have any kind of activity. And I'll sit through it. Yeah, I'll sit and observe usually, and just kind of see what happens.
Right.
And then we all split off, and then we do our own like individual ones. So a lot of people went into the dressing rooms. There's 2 dressing rooms in the theater downstairs where the actors could change out of their costumes and do their makeup and all that kind of stuff. And those were really neat to see. So they hung out down there. But when I went down in that room, I was like, I want to go down here because that's where I had activity. And I didn't know, like, I guess like it was normal for them to hear like pebbles being tossed. And I didn't know that going into it. When I sat in there, I could hear something throwing rocks over in a corner. I was like, why is that doing that? It's weird.
Hi, Dotson. Welcome.
Yeah, but they said that that's part of the activity, like the haunting of it. Like you can hear pebbles being thrown, and when I walked further back, the bell went off, and I was like, that's interesting. So I went and messed with the bell, and I turned the sensitivity down because I didn't want it. They had it up really high, and I was like, I don't want it like going off over. Just want it, just messing around with it, and you're like, why did it go off? And
well, see, this would call my attention, the bell thing. I wanted to discuss that with you. Yeah. Is this just a regular school bell, or is that?
Yeah, it's just one that you hit, that you have to hit the top of it, and that's the only way it'll ring.
It'll go off.
Yeah, you hit it, so.
Oh, wow. It says, yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
It was really cool because, like, when I'd ask questions, or if I would say something, it would, like, almost get excited and ring it. Like, there was one thing that I think it was when I said, my daughter does theater, and it hit it. And then I also said at one point that I work at a cemetery, and my K2 spiked. Like, spiked it way high. I was like, whoa, it was interested in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was wondering. The bell thing I find interesting, and I would like to know, because I don't believe I've seen anybody else use the bell.
No, and they're cool to use. It's one of those things that I would buy one to use it on investigations. I don't.
Okay, so that's not something that you brought yourself.
No, it was one that they already had set up down there. So when I went down there and I walked to the back, it like went off on me, and I was like, well, that was interesting. And then if you watch the video, I'm like, is something down here? And then like it rang, and my
right, they rang. Yeah, that's why I was wanting to talk to you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the next thing I was going to ask is if you brought it to your work and just set it somewhere to see if something set it off.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to buy one. I don't think they're really cheap. You could probably just buy like, one off of just a simple one off Amazon, one that you just hit. Like if you want to communicate, you have to actually.
Yes, I have one on its way. I ordered one because now,
cool.
When I seen that happen to you, and I'm thinking, all right, that's pretty interesting. I want to see if I could set it out somewhere and see if anything will just come up and hit it. Because how else?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like set
I
it
mean,
up.
there's no electronics, so
Mm-hmm.
how
Yeah,
is it going to go off?
right. I think
Did you
one of
inspect the bell that they had set up? Did you check it all out to see
oh
if there was
yeah,
any kind
yeah.
of
I
like
messed with it. I hit it and was like,
string or
okay,
whatever? Yeah.
you gotta touch it for it to go off. Yep. And yeah, well, the same thing with my K2. Like my K2 spiked down in there, and it was after I'd asked questions too. Like, you know, so the communication with it was really cool. I was really drawn to it. I really wanted to go back. They don't have any dates, sadly, so I gotta
Right.
wait and see when they do it again.
All right. Julie says the bell that sells off of ghost shops go off with EMFs. All right, so there
Oh,
has to be
okay.
some kind of an electronic setup with that deal. See, I just got a regular plain old school bell.
There you go.
It
Yeah.
was like $5.
There you go. Go simple. Yep. That's what I would
And
do. Because then
see
people
what
can't,
happens.
yep. Then somebody can't say, oh, it will, it's faulty or there's something that set it off. But it was on a chair and it wasn't around anything. So
Right.
I sat in that chair like for a good hour to talk to it and had responses.
And it was just ringing.
Yeah. And I see
That's pretty interesting.
the next time I go, I'm actually gonna like put the K2 closer to me so you can see. I think in the video you don't really see the green light go up very well, but if you zoom in, you can, and I think you can hear it. But I want to get a recorder. I like, Jimmy likes hearing voices. Like he'll record voices with his, camera or whatever. But
Right. Yeah, I like to use a digital recorder as well. You just
yeah.
set it out there and let it do its thing.
Yeah, and see, I took one of their ghost recorders down there so you can just leave it going and see if you pick up any voices, but I didn't pick up anything when I was asking questions. It was
Right.
weird, like didn't have anything recorded on it, but I did have responses, a few responses with my K2 the second time, but the most activity I had was the first time when I went down there.
Right. And Michael says he's thinking about trying wind chimes.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
cool.
think they would be. I don't know, because wind chimes can be set off pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a ton of wind chimes on my porch, and the slightest breeze makes them,
Right.
react. That's why
Mm-hmm.
bell is actually a really neat idea. As long as there's no electronics involved, and it's just a plain old bell, and that you have to hit the top to make it go off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that would be a better way.
Mm-hmm. I think like Michael said that he said the Simon Says game because that's fun. Like you have to actually touch it for it to go off. I think he brought that one up. That would be fun if you did it in like a children's ward or the one location I went to was the St. James Hospital and they have an infant and children wing.
Right.
So that would be fun. I brought my stuffed animal, my Horace, to that one so they could play with it. When I was in the brothel and put him on the bed, I had a lot of activity with the K2 with him next to it.
Now everybody has their own preference. I've never used the K2 in an investigation itself. I mean, I use it when I do the walkthrough because I'm checking for live electrical sources.
Yeah, see,
because that's pretty much what that's for.
Mm-hmm.
And normally I just toss it in the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, sometime I'll have to try it, turn it on, see what happens. Because I would like to test a lot of this equipment, even though, you get all these guys out there that are great, that are just tearing these things apart and finding out how they can be set off.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do some of the testing myself, just because there's certain things you want to know yourself in your area or where you're going,
Right.
which would set it off. But I'm not saying that the K2 isn't going to pick up something. You have to leave the door open, on a lot of things, because you just never know where you are or what's going on at that moment is going to set off a certain piece of equipment. Bill wants to know, you want to know what brothel that you go visit.
Oh, the brothel that I went to was the Dumas brothel in Butte, Montana.
In Butte,
Montana. The big mining city of Montana. So it was the longest running brothel, and it was the biggest entertainment there, and those
I'm
minor
sure it was.
it's insane, like all the stuff I learned about that one. I can't wait to make. I like doing a history video and the paranormal investigation video. So you got the history with it, and then you've got the actual investigation, which I think are good to have both, because I think people like to know. I like to know the history about the places.
I do too. I mean,
Yeah.
the natural history. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
know about the haunted history until after the
Right.
fact.
Yeah.
This way, you're not contaminated with a preconception of what you're supposed to be looking for.
Right. I had no clue going into the brothel what it was about. Like, I knew it was, an entertainment house, but I didn't know all the stuff that I learned.
Alyssa says that it must be a mixed feeling knowing that kids are involved. I can't
Oh,
help
yeah.
but feel sad as well for them, even when being positive about it. Thankfully, you were also respectful.
Oh,
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't believe that children's spirits linger.
yeah.
But I have to think that, not for nothing, if it's a spirit that has unfinished business, or if it was a traumatic passing, I think there would be a tendency for them to hang around.
Right. Yeah. It's really hard to know. Like, I want to know that. That's why I'm investigating. Like, supposedly I was talking with a little boy down in the mine, and I was confused. I was like, why is a boy spirit down here?
Right.
They're between like 9 years old and 19 years old. And I was like, why would there be a child down in the mines? Is all I know. There was men down there. And then I did some research on it, and the children helped their fathers because they were
Yeah.
mining for the war. It wasn't for wealth. A lot of it was for the war.
Right.
So they had no choice. Living conditions were hard.
Yeah, it was a lot of child labor back in those days. So I mean,
Yeah, and then you had
whether they want to or
accidents.
not, they worked.
Yeah, and maybe, there was a terrible accident and the child didn't know they were dead. Like, they thought, "Oh, I'm still here. Like,
Yeah.
where is everybody?"
Right.
That's so sad. But to me, that's heartbreaking. So,
So
it's
yeah, I
like,
think it's a great, when you, like you said, you bring the toys or whatever. I think that's a great
mhm,
idea.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so in the St. James Hospital, the children wing there was also like the baby wing, like where infants were born, and they had like a photo of maybe 20 infants in there at one time. It was crazy, like all these babies.
Right.
It was also a hospital, so you have like the deaths in there and things like that, some tragic stuff. So that one was interesting to go through as well. But yeah, I do like bringing Horace with me on investigations for that reason. So,
That's,
could,
yeah, it's good. I know a lot of people bring like, balls or dolls or
yeah,
stuff
the
like
cat
that.
balls, yeah.
Just like with Dawson, he does his investigations. He said he brings gifts. I think that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Flowers or whatever, or that's just a
Oh,
great idea.
right. Yeah. Yeah. But I think, yeah, I definitely like bringing him if I know that's got children involved. The mine, I was just blown away that there was a child down there trying to communicate, if that's the case. But you just always, like I said, skeptical about it. But
Right.
like the theater, I am absolutely sure there's a spirit down there.
There
Just
probably is.
Yeah,
There
with the way it
probably is.
communicated with me, I have no doubt. Yep.
Right. Let's see. Bill says, "Hey, Laura, Weeping Willow was talking about a visit she was on to a place in Auburn, New York called Chase Manor. She said she wanted to go back because it was one of her favorite places." I have heard of
Oh,
Chase Manor. I don't know much about it, but I have heard about it, Bill.
hmm.
Have to do some digging. There's a lot of things I'm looking up.
Right.
Same thing like when Sir Spookfest always mentions the Bridgewater Triangle.
Right.
And apparently there's some really freaky stuff that goes on there, and I just got to start digging into that
Yeah.
because I
There's
want
a
to know about that. That's interesting as well.
There's a lot of places. Holy cow. So many
Oh yeah.
places.
And that's what it is. I say it to a lot of people, and I'll say it to you as well. I love it when people go to the famous haunts. Everybody's been there. We know all about it. I want everybody to start going to places that we haven't heard about.
Right.
There's so many local places that are just like right around the corner from a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Start digging into those. So it's new stories, new experiences, and I wish people would start sharing that kind of stuff instead of the big named, big labeled stuff.
Yeah. Well, it makes them recognizable if you go to them a lot, if there is a lot of activity,
Right.
Yeah. And then it helps, like I said, this paranormal group, the tour group helps restore it. The money goes into restoring it. So.
And it's fantastic. We have a theater here that's over 100 years old as well.
Oh, nice.
And there's fun. A lot of activity. I haven't had a chance to go in there and play around it because it's still in operation.
Yeah, right.
So I would have to contact him and find out if there's a time where I could sneak in there and do a little quickie, but I haven't had a chance to do that either. Yeah. Yes, Bill. Yeah, because Auburn is only about an hour and a half from us. But
nice.
And I have heard it, but I haven't. Well, you're willing to go, Bill? We'll hop in the truck and take off. You let me know.
There you go.
Or, yeah, like Michael says, go out in the woods. It's free.
Yeah, right.
He's right. And you don't have to. Well, no, yeah, you got to watch out for the no trespassing signs.
That's true.
And around here, everything's posted. Everything.
Oh, really?
And they're serious.
Yeah, we have some here too, but probably not as much as you guys.
Oh, yeah. No matter what, it's either posted by the state or it's posted by people who own it. And it's, yeah, you get caught on there, you get in big time trouble.
No
like when I went back to the castle where I had my first experience, I wanted to do another film and do just an investigation around the property, seeing that the castle was in ruin. And somebody bought the property and they fenced it all off.
Oh,
regular fence, and they had electric fence.
Oh boy.
And I'm thinking, okay, what the hell is that? So I said, well, I'm not going on there. Everybody is shot. So
yeah, you don't want to cross that one, Laura.
So we might as well just forget all about that one.
Oh, darn it. Yeah. I know, that's sad. I had that happen with Carroll College because like the college here, the Catholic college, it's tied into my cemetery, which is really cool. But I went to school there right out of high school.
Right.
And there's supposedly like 3 different hauntings of the college. And there's this bathroom up in the guys' dormitory on the 4th floor, and I went up there and like looked through. There's a crack because they have it chained. They don't want people in there messing with it. But I guess there was a student that was drunk. This is the story. I don't know what's true.
Right.
Story. So he was drunk or messing around, got up on the toilet, slipped, fell, hit his head on the sink. It's a porcelain sink. Died, bled to death, and the tale is they can't get the blood off the sink. Like they tried scrubbing it, cleaning it, bleaching it, blah blah, and this blood stain won't come off the sink. And I went up there to see if I could like peek in and see it when I went to college there. And to me, it looked like it was rust. I didn't really see anything that looked like,
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, but I wanted to go back. I think it was the spring of this year, and I went back. And you can go on the campus all you want. Like they have different events and stuff and football and stuff for the college, but they have everything secured so bad that you can't just go into the dorms without a key card.
Right.
So, I mean, it makes sense, but I'm like, dang, like I can't go up there and look at it. And I was like, do I ask somebody? No, that'd be all weird. And it's a guy's dorm and I'm in my 40s. How weird is that? Like,
right.
Going to the guys' dorms. But yeah, there's like a nun that haunts one of the hallways. You can hear her pacing up and down the hallway because she never wanted to leave and she dedicated her life there. And then sadly, there was one kid that committed suicide because he was homosexual and took his own life. And on the eve of his death, you can see his spirit jump off the floor is what's supposedly said. And different noises.
Probably because he was probably bullied and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so tragic. So I don't know if it's true or not, but those are just some of the stories behind Carroll College. But I did want to go up and check out the bathroom. I wanted to bring my K2 and check it out, see if there's any lingering energy, hanging around or anything like that. But I wasn't going to go into it because it was secured.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Ever since 9/11, everything's been very difficult
yeah,
to go to
things
places
changed so
like that.
much.
Hi,
Yeah.
Wayne. Oh, Wayne's being a smooth talker. Thank you, sir.
20 years later, and I can't go into it. Darn it. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I said, it's been a long, long time since I've been over to the castle area, and I
Yeah.
heard that it was going to be sold, and I heard that they were going to demo the rest of what was left of the castle. It's like, oh, well, I want to get up there, get some last minute pictures, and maybe do a quick investigation for the area, and then visit the cemetery that's on the property that the Roosevelts are buried in, and you can't get to any of it. Right at the beginning of the driveway, it is total fencing, electrical fence. Because my husband's like, why would they have an electricity hooked up to the fence?
Oh.
He goes, what the heck are they doing in there? I said, I don't know, and I'm not. My luck, I'd be going through the trees, hop the fence, and a pack of dogs would come and get me.
Right. No kidding. Yeah.
And, even though, I'm older, when I'm in that kind of situation, believe me, I can guarantee I'd get over that fence quick.
Yeah. Especially if there was dogs involved.
Right. So, and I don't want to take that.
Yeah.
I don't do those kind of things. So,
no.
once I have permission, forget it.
Yep. I'm the same way. I don't want to go into places that I'm not supposed to go into.
Right.
I'm not one of those people that like to do that. So,
I mean, if
nice.
I was you when you're younger, you're like, I don't care.
Yeah. See, like in my 20s, I didn't mind messing around in places I wasn't supposed to, but you get away with it a little bit better than when you're older.
Right. Well, you're smarter now. You know the rules and the laws. So yeah, it's
right.
You can't say, well, gee, I didn't know.
Uh-huh.
Can't get away with that one, So it's
right.
Yes, Michael. It's always best to get permission, and the problem is a lot of places won't. And it's due to the younger generation wrecking and destroying property. So it makes it harder for us, unless you're willing to pay.
Right. Well, then you got some of these paranormal groups that go in and mess with stuff anyway. Yeah. They go in and just I'm not going to name names, but mess with stuff that's in there that you shouldn't even be touching. So,
it's like when you see I don't know if you ever watched any of those, the urban explorers when they go into the abandoned homes.
Yeah.
That have left things that, left everything behind when it's been there for like 50 years. Nobody's touched it.
Yeah.
And then they go in there and then they take things. And it's,
Nope.
It's kind of like desecrating a grave, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm so
it's their own
against that
personal
stuff.
tomb. So, I mean, you want to go in there and film and tell the story. That's great. But, leave it the way you found it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not everybody follows that rule.
I know. But that's why it makes it harder to go into those locations, Yeah. They either want you to spend a ton of money or go on groups.
Right. That's what it is. See, and you shouldn't have to pay that kind. I get it. When it's the most, the more popular places, it's for upkeep of the building and all that. I understand that, and you don't mind paying a donation.
Oh, yeah. I'm all for that. Yeah.
But when they ask you for $1,500 and you can't even film everything, and there's limitations and then all kinds of restrictions. No, it's not. That's not for me. Bill said, I will be at your place around 3 a.m. Just getting permission now. Well, I'm up at that time. I'll see if you show up.
What if he's serious?
He's not going to show up. I can see him now asking his wife, honey, I'm going over to Laura's now.
I would be one that would do it, though. I'm crazy.
I'm usually up at 3 a.m. It's an old lady thing. It's usually bathroom run at 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah. I'm a 5:36 person.
Yeah, 3. I'm always up at 3 a.m. I know where you live. Yeah, I know where you live, too.
That's cool, though.
I bet you I'll be at your house sooner than you'd be at my house. He's editing at 3 a.m. Okay, so you'll be up.
Oh,
so,
okay.
See?
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah. It'd be fun to go on some investigations with certain people in our community, you know, I think.
Oh, I would love it. Like if I had the opportunity, I mean, all these guys, everybody's in Pennsylvania
Or in the
for
UK.
for the Paracon. I mean, it's not that far from me, but I just
Oh,
didn't have the
nice.
opportunity to go
Yeah.
because I would have loved to have gone there just to hang out with everybody for the day or whatever.
Yeah,
But
and meet everybody. No kidding.
yeah, well, you know, it
I
is.
would love to meet Dawn and Joe.
Oh yeah, it would have been fun.
Dawn is so cute. I love her.
And not for same thing with Angelina from Bad to the Bone.
Oh
When
yeah, she's
before she was not feeling well, she had made plans.
yeah.
They were going to come this way,
Oh, cool.
closer towards us, and then she wanted to get together. And I said, well, if we can, we'll do it. But then she got hit with some bad health, so hopefully she'll be
Right.
well soon.
Yeah. Pray for
Michael's going to
her.
be snoring at 3 a.m. Well, we could call you up, wake you up if you want. I'm here to accommodate. So if you
Yeah.
okay, see, Bill just came clean. Honestly, me too. That's what I thought. He's just rolling over at 3 a.m. I'm walking through the kitchen. Yeah. Alyssa, everyone meets and forms a circle. It's like the first thing that comes to mind. So, yeah.
Like a calming circle, Alyssa, because I use that today. You know, hocus pocus style.
There you go. Wayne,
Yeah,
I'm going to be having a warm drink at 3 a.m.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's like I said, and I also wanted to start having more of the UK branch, start coming on the show so I can interview so that we could all get to know each other a little bit better.
Right.
Because there's some great teams and
it's awesome.
I got some things in the works, but I'm not going to say anything unless I find out for sure. But if it happens, it's going to be epic.
No kidding. Yeah.
Oh my God, it'd be so great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we got off the track, when you were doing your investigation, like I said, the bell thing just really caught my interest. So after that, like you said, you were hearing sounds of like pebbles or stones being thrown. Was that just in the basement area or was it in other places as well?
It was just by me over in the corner. Like once in a while I'd hear somebody toss a rock. And there wasn't anything down there, like in that corner. It wasn't a finished basement, so it was all pebbles and stuff down there, and it was just really weird. Randomly, you'd hear somebody toss a rock. Yeah, and then I was so intrigued. I sat down there and I wanted to know more. I really, really wanted to have. I wish I had a good recorder. I wish I had something that could pick up voices if it wanted to speak or if it had enough,
right?
To talk. And I wanted to know why they were down there. I really want to know why they're still there. Or
so you don't have a digital recorder at all, then?
No, I was just using my phone and I have another camera that has night vision.
Right.
When I went down in the mine, Jimmy was the one that picked up a voice on my recording and I didn't hear it. It was on my left and it was a man that said, no. And I was like, I didn't hear it with my ears, but he caught it on the recording and he enhanced it and was able to pick it up. And 2 other people in the room heard a man's voice too. They didn't hear exactly what he said, but Jimmy was the one that caught it.
Did he make out what it said?
It said no, because we had asked a question. It said no. It was really cool. So yeah, but I didn't hear it with my own ears.
Right.
And it was on my left side.
Right. I had the same like the one at the cemetery there.
Right, where you picked up a voice.
And I didn't pick it up until and a digital recorder. I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money on them. You can get a nice one for like $30. But I didn't pick it up the sounds until I come home and put it on the computer and put the headphones on.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to Bill from Carburetors and Coffee because he's got a better editing program than I do. And he picked it out distinct certain things that were being said. It was several things being said.
Oh, okay. Did you make out words?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's and then I sent it also to Steve from Nocturnal Frequency Radio.
Oh,
I'm waiting
great.
for his results on it as well, because
Awesome.
he's an audio guy. So he said he
Yeah.
would check it all out and see what else he could pull out of it. But it sounds like it's two different people.
Okay.
So I found that to be interesting.
Right.
And I want to actually go. And I went back the second time again, and there was nothing. But I want to
Mm-hmm.
do it again. And actually, I
Yes.
want to bring the bell with me
Mm-hmm.
and see if I have any kind of anything that works with the bell.
For
That would be
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, they would probably freak my husband out, and because he always stays in the truck or goes the other direction. So
Oh, great.
if he doesn't want to hear anything about it. So let's see. Michael, I unsubscribed from a community that was giving me trouble. What trouble, Michael? I'm sorry to hear that. It's hard when you're trying to be a part of a group, and there's always got to be something. There's always got to be somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and it just happens. All right, did you confer with any of the other people in the group? Did they pick up any kind of EVP action?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
They had other stuff that was like they used a lot of apps.
Oh.
In the dressing rooms, and I mean they had other equipment that they used. So they said that they had like activity, but I don't know what they got or what they did. So other than the equipment that they used, but
Right.
they'll tell me that, yeah, we had a lot of activity in this room or whatever. And I went in the dressing room and hung out with one lady that was in their group and in the tour group, and it was okay. I just say that I don't, like I said, I'm skeptical and I don't really believe everything, but I sat with her through it and just observed, like watching and seeing like the things that happen. But I know like how I feel about that back room and what happened with me, that it was paranormal.
Right.
Yep.
Now I noticed that there was a lot of antique pieces.
Oh yeah.
In that basement,
Mm-hmm.
and in the cabinets and stuff that you were showing.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not one for. I mean, I'm on the fence because I know I have to be open, but about things being attached to specific items.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that if it's not the building, but maybe something in the building, an antique piece?
Yeah, who knows? Like, I think when I was talking with it got excited when I brought up music. So I think maybe it was, it liked the music part of the theater. Like maybe there was performances like, maybe orchestras or bands and, that kind of thing, or maybe they ran the sound system. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of things in there that maybe like they're, that were a big part of their life, why they were living, and it's hard to say.
Right.
Yeah, the piano was amazing. I love that piano, and it was beautiful. And yeah, there's old radios and recorders and stuff down there, and they had a lot of newer stuff too, like props. When they, I guess they're talking about they use a lot of the Halloween stuff for a haunted house or something somewhere in Phillipsburg. So they store it down there, which is pretty neat. So that's where all like the Halloween stuff came from. But really added to the creep level, I'll tell you that, walking
Sure.
because you go around and you're like, oh geez, like I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
Yeah, it really like just
it makes it worse when it's dark. So like you walk onto something and like what the
yeah, right. And then when you have activity going on and you're really on edge with stuff. So
right.
Just because I've had bad things happen. So I'm like, I absolutely 100% do not let anything touch me. I go in like protected. I there's nothing that I want coming back with me. So
right. Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah, that's one of the first rules anybody should do is when you're walking in anywhere, you announce it. I'm here to visit, but you've got to stay here, and so on and so forth.
Oh,
Bill wants to know what kind of microphone you use.
I just one that I had picked up at the store. It's not like anything great. I don't even know the brand that I've got. Oh, it's a Hyper. It's a Hyper.
Okay, it's a hyper, Bill. I don't know if that means
Mhm.
anything to you, but
It's not like a super pricey one or anything. It's just a get started microphone for my computer and stuff. So just, I haven't gone overboard with anything yet.
little at a time. It just, it's a little at a time. This
Oh,
stuff's
yeah, you can
expensive.
upgrade down the road.
Alyssa says, I love seeing old instruments and things left behind. I do. It's because it's the history. And it is, my husband says, I was born in the wrong time. I think he's
Yeah.
right. Because every time I look at something like, oh, that would look really good. He goes, it looks like it comes from an old funeral home.
Yeah, but it's great.
Okay, but I love the old,
Yeah.
the Victorian old, we have a town here, it's called Camden, and
Okay.
it has all the big, huge old Victorian historical homes, and they're all restored. And
Oh, nice.
I would give anything to live in one of those. But
Right.
I,
Yeah, we have
they
a
are
lot of those
gorgeous,
downtown Helena here too.
beautiful, beautiful homes.
Like trick or treating them at Halloween.
Well, I agree. They are pretty, even if it's for a funeral home or not.
Yeah.
A lot of the old. I like a lot of the wrought iron stuff like that, and
Oh,
just
yeah.
an all natural wood. I hate it when people paint wood. I think it's a sin.
Yep.
When you have a piece that was handmade and it's all natural wood, and I don't when you bring out something, the natural wood grain, it makes it more beautiful. But to cover it up with lousy paint, I think you need to be
Right.
locked up for that.
Right.
Wayne says we have a Camden, England too. It's the center of London. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. This one, I don't know. Maybe that's what it was named after, Wayne, because they call it the Queen City.
Okay.
The next time I go through there, I'll have to take a video
cool.
and post it for everybody. The homes are just glorious. And if you do purchase one, when you buy one, you have a guidebook and stuff that goes with it. You are only allowed to restore it to its historical form. You can't change anything.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
the paint and all of that has to be, colors that they used back in the day, and all of that, which makes it nice because they're so pretty.
Yeah.
Especially Christmas when they all decorate them for Christmas. It's
Oh,
fantastic.
right.
Hi,
That's
Friday.
cool.
Hello, hello. So yeah, no, that might be it. Maybe that's where they got the name from. I'll have to look it up. I never even thought of that. So that's good to know. As far as your investigation, how long were you allowed to be there? I mean, it was a free investigation, or did you pay?
I paid.
You paid.
Yeah.
How long was the tour,
They
or were
booked
you
it.
allowed to stay?
Oh, we stayed from 7:00 to 1:30. Yeah, and then we left. Yeah, only till 1:30, and then everybody had to leave, sadly.
Oh, see.
Stayed all night. I would have stayed all night I probably would have slept there.
Right.
I would have, if I got tired, I would have crashed like upstairs in a theater chair or something.
Now, did you experience anything in the theater section itself?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I mean, we watched the equipment, but I didn't feel like there was anything up there. I don't know if anybody else had in the group, but me myself, I did not.
So pretty much, yeah, just down in the basement areas where you caught what you caught.
Yeah, I loved it.
You plan on going back?
Yeah, as soon as they have another date. I know that they said something about like booking private investigations too, so I might message the guy and do those instead of going with a group.
Right. I think
yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, I do like the people that he has on his tour group. They're really nice people. But as for going like with a bunch of people, like some just want to go ghost hunt. They just want to go see if they can find any ghosts or,
Right.
they're just excited people, a lot of young people. And I usually just venture off when it's our time to venture off and do my own exploring and investigating, because that's when I have the most activities by myself.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing is, I mean, it's good that you have somebody else with you, but
Mm-hmm.
you have
Right.
large groups, then you've got more chance of contamination. So
Yeah.
then everything that you do catch, you're like, well, I got to throw that out because you don't know who it was. Or
Mm-hmm.
like you said, with the chandelier moving, is there any possible way that somebody upstairs was walking around and was causing the vibration and making it
Yeah,
move?
they could have, or even somebody might have been in that room and left. It's hard to say unless somebody caught it on camera. But
Right.
it wasn't something that I was like, well, it's interesting that it moved, but I can't say it's paranormal because I don't know what caused it. I
Right.
was just like, huh, okay. It's just already moving when I went in the room, but I don't know what happened. And then it was just still the rest of the night. So if there was people up walking around and stuff during the night, I don't think that caused it. Because you can walk across the stage up there and stuff. And so if anybody did, then it didn't set it off when I was down there to make it move. But yeah.
And it was that the only time that you seen it moving was when you first got
Yeah,
in there?
when I first walked into the
I
room.
was wondering
So
maybe if some just ground vibration from something going by, or
yeah. It could have been when somebody like put the bell down there too. Like maybe they stood up and hit it.
right.
So, I mean, like I said, I can't say that it was paranormal or not, but it was moving when I went in there. It was weird, but I
So
can't say.
right.
All
Well,
I
yeah,
can
you
say
can't prove
is,
it.
yeah. The only thing I can say is that when I had responses, when I had asked questions, and my K2 would go up and my bell would go off. And it was like quick. It was like right after. It wasn't like I waited and then it was moving, in between questions. It was like a response.
Right. Well, see, that's what I'm
So,
saying. That when I seen, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what's this bell
yes.
thing? And there was nobody else around, so what the hell's
Yeah.
starting that bell? And that's why I wanted to know if you brought it or it was something that they had set up,
No,
and if you
somebody put
picked it
it
up and
down
moved
there.
it around and checked it all out, because I
Yeah, because I wanted to know how it worked and what it was doing. And
right.
yeah, so if EMF set it off, then, something might have been around and set the bell off. But yeah, it was one of those where you touch it and it'll go off.
So it's interesting. So yeah, when mine gets here, I'm gonna play around and see what if it works. If something,
Yeah,
yeah, that would be interesting.
right.
Just set it somewhere, put the camera on, and
Yeah, it's worth a try, Laura. I would
just
for
see what
sure.
happens. See if there's any kind of uh,
Mm-hmm.
that something could actually, because like yeah, you got to hit it
Mm-hmm.
to
Yep.
make it work. So that should be pretty
Yeah.
neat.
I watched
Uh,
them debunking a REM pod and how like a bug will set off the sensor.
right.
If you have a bug land on it or crawl on it, then the sensor will go off. So like, yeah. I don't trust the REM pods at all. Like, I think they're just too faulty. Because we had one up with us in the stage area and that thing went off and I was like, yeah,
Right.
okay. So I didn't really believe anything paranormal with those.
Right. Now, see, yeah, Julie, you're right. EMF is a natural occurrence. But that's why I was asking about, if the bell is hooked up with some kind of, electricity, or it has any kind of electronics hooked up with it,
Yeah.
string or whatever, because I mean, if it's just a bell and it's just sitting there,
Uh-huh.
obviously something's got to hit it or touch it to make it ring, especially that kind, it's the one with the thing on the top. So you got to hit it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So the only one that's going to set it off would be if somebody threw something at it and hit it on the side or hit the top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Alyssa says, Carla, have you ever been somewhere that it felt the people that you were going through to be allowed to investigate there are trying to exaggerate things?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a few people that were like over the top. And
Right.
I'll point it out. Like I will point it out. Like I don't have a problem with like sorry, it's not not paranormal. I'll blatantly say it. So
So, well, yeah, you got to call him out on it. Say, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This always gets Joe in trouble. He calls him out. Julie says, was the belt on a box of sorts?
No, it was on a chair. It was just on a chair in the middle of the room. So, Julie, can you explain the EMF natural occurrence part for everybody?
Also, if anybody has any questions, go ahead. Shoot them out there. We'll put them up,
Mm-hmm.
and Carla will answer them to the best of her ability.
Thank you.
Well, everything, we all set off a natural energy source.
Right.
So that's why they usually don't, a lot of people don't. The EMF, no, 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 no. I mean, the K2 wasn't made for that. Anybody that knows anybody in construction or has, an electronics background, they'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
it was made to detect, you bring it around, check wiring and stuff, or
Yep.
natural, EMFs around the property. It wasn't meant to pick up, spirit energy. If it is able to do that, that's incredible, but it hasn't been proven yet. So again, here we are with the great mystery and the great experiment.
Yep.
That's why I always tell people, don't shut it down. If it's something that you'd like to work with, that's part of the experiment.
Yeah. Like if my video, you don't have to, if you have a strong feeling on something, don't disbelieve yourself. Like, I truly believe what I had down there was paranormal communicating with me. Like, no doubt in my mind. If somebody wants to debunk it, please go for it, because but to me, it just seemed so responsive with my questions. And then to have those kind of, either the bell go off or my K2 when it answered. So I was like, how do you explain that to me? Tell me.
Right.
It wasn't like it just sat and was randomly going off. It wasn't that at all.
Right. It was going off when you were asking specific questions. So let's see. Okay, Julie put out there the EMF. Yes, everything has some kind of electromagnetic field.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of
Whether
sense.
it can be picked up by that gadget, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
but yes,
cool.
Dawson says, yeah, that's what the K2. It was made for fine wiring.
Mm-hmm.
My father has an electrical background and contracting background, and he is actually an original EMF detector. It looks like a compass. It's amazing. Actually, I should bring it out and check it out to see if it'll do anything else, but find what it was made for. But they would be interesting test. I'll have to ask them if I can borrow it. But that's why I never use one. Like I said, I go around, I check, see if things live, see if I'm picking up anything. So then I can document, okay, this room I'm picking up this, and this wall, or over here by this door or floor or whatever. But then it gets tossed back in the bag. I never use it any other time. Wayne wants to know, what's been your favorite location that you have investigated?
Well, this Phillipsburg Theater is definitely my favorite now. The one that I like to investigate. I've been to a few already, and out of those ones, this one's my favorite. I do really like the Virginia City Ghost Town. That one was my favorite prior to this one. There's a lot of history about it, a lot of activity. It's got good and negative, so got to be careful with that one. But definitely the theater.
Nice. Yes, Julie, you're right. Yeah, because the atmosphere is electrically charged by the storm. So yeah, that is true. Michael wants to know, what is it like working in a graveyard?
Oh, well, it's not as creepy as you think it is, but some people get creeped out about it. Right now we're doing maintenance and we're fixing the crew. Right now I have fixing headstones. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah, they're straightening them out, after time with the trees growing or the ground shifting. The older tombstones from the 1900s get tipped or sunk, and So they're pulling them out and straightening them, and then they're filling in holes. And we've been laying sod down and trying to get things nice. And one of the headstones that they pulled out was pretty deep. So the one guy got creeped out. He was thinking that he ran into a coffin. And I was like, you're not far enough down for a coffin. You're okay. But some people get creeped out about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, in the old days, they did use coffins and caskets that were just wood. Now they're in a plastic or a concrete vault just to keep them supported and they don't cave in the holes as bad after years of decay.
So, yes, because when you're in, I've noticed this.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into an older part of a cemetery, you'll see the ground is sunken in.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're in the newer parts, it's not its level.
Yeah.
And my husband goes, well, yeah, because all that was in there was the pine box, and then finally when that gives way, everything it sinks down in, and so yeah, it's interesting. You could tell the difference between what's going on from like the 1800s up to now.
Yeah. We also don't dig them as deep because back then there was grave robbers. So people would, dig it down further so people can access it. But now we don't need to. We just have to have a 4.5 feet hole and then at least 9 inches of dirt on top of the casket in the vault. So we don't have to go down 6 feet.
Yeah, because they used to be the norm. Yeah, the 6 foot. I think they didn't have to because it was below the frost line. Is that the reason?
To go below the frost line?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's just for like sanitary, the decomposing kind of requirements.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Michael says, I actually love graveyards. I have done a couple of walkthroughs. His question is, have you ever had an occurrence happen to you there?
I have had some at an older cemetery around Halloween. I did see a bunch of orbs on camera. People like to debunk orbs, but I don't think it was dust or anything in the atmosphere. Have taken pictures with orbs where they look like they emit light and they're not a particle. There's a big difference. I can tell a difference between the particle and an orb. I've had one that moved on me, and I watched it move all night. Well, not all night, but during the night, I watched it move across the room. And then, so I saw that in a graveyard one time, and that's the only experience that I've had. I haven't had anything paranormal happen to me, not like you, Laura, and I haven't seen any apparitions in graveyards or anything like that. But yet, I haven't gone to graveyards at night to really hang out too much because to me, I'm curious about it, but I'm also respectful because there's other people that are laid to rest there. So I don't know if I would really go explore it at night for trying.
Right. Well, yeah, around here, the bigger ones, everything is fenced in.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to get permission. When you go out further out into the country, you can get away with stuff like that. But I mostly do it. If it's going to be there, it's going to be there day or night.
Right.
But as far as catching anything like on film, as far as any kind of I can't even say it.
That's okay.
Apparition or anything like that. You want to be at night because it's going to show up better on film.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't go hang out at nighttime because I'm sitting here.
Yeah, or I'm asleep. Yeah, or I'm on a different investigation. But I don't know. I'm just respectful, and I don't really feel like the need to go exploring cemeteries. I think there'd be some things that I'd like to go to, like Custer's Last Stand, at night and see if there's anything. Like Joe and them were in Gettysburg. That would be really cool.
Sure. Because that's where you have, like here we have a Risky Battlefield. I want to go back there at nighttime. I don't have to go right onto the field.
Yeah.
Because you can see everything actually from the road. So if I just stood there with a camera, just because there has been stories where they said they've seen soldiers and women
Mhm.
walking across the field. I would like to be able to see if we could even catch something like that.
Yeah, right.
I just haven't had a chance to get back there. Julie says orbs are dust / bugs, etc., but I do believe they can be real.
Mhm.
She says 99% of
Yep.
them.
I believe they can be real too, Julie. I've gotten some pictures that they admit light. Like I have a few that are around my children actually, and then it's hard to explain why. But I also feel like maybe it's their guardian angel.
Right?
hmm Like something's there with them because it's like right by their head. I have one picture. I'll have to show it to you, Laura. But there's one where it starts and you can see the swoop of light up around my
Right.
kid. It's like whoa, and it emitted the light. Like it gets brighter and then is gone.
Right. Did it
Mhm.
stop, Wayne? Because I shut the fan off again.
Okay.
He's hearing a buzzing, so
Yeah.
I shut it off again. It might have been
Yeah.
that.
I think most people that think that there's an orb, it's dust, but I've had some where
Yeah.
I don't believe it's dust.
I think if you could see if it's making out, if it's something just sailing by naturally, that's dust or a bug. But if
hmm
you see that something actually has a destination or a path that it's following,
hmm
even if you call out and you say, okay, well, I can see you, can you move back towards this way or go
hmm
towards whatever you pick,
Right. Like
then
the
okay.
one, yeah, like the one that I had in Virginia City. I was like, if anything wants to communicate, there's a pen and paper over here on this vanity. And I watched this orb start over in the corner and move over to it. It glowed brighter around the paper and then it was gone. But
I
I
forgot.
watched it cross the
Right.
room. I got a
Right.
picture of it in the center of the room when it was crossing. It was
Oh, that's
weird.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Michael says, have you ever come across a Knights Templar grave? I saw one before. I had to get Sir Spookfest to identify the symbols for me.
Oh no, I haven't seen one of those yet. Nope.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I
People
never
to
thought of actually looking.
read about them.
I have to check that out. Yeah, I never thought of actually looking for that. Michael says he's seen spook lights that weren't reflections or headlights.
Mm.
I think everybody's had their own group of experiences, and that's why I want everybody to share them with me so that we can put them in the magazine so other people can take part in
Right.
it, because not everybody has the same
hmm
experience. Even if you're in the same room together,
Yeah,
you
they're
still
fun
don't
to
have the
hear
same.
about.
Yeah, that's what you want to hear about.
Yep.
So that's why it's great when I can get everybody on here and everybody can just shoot out what they've experienced, because everybody's interested.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
You know-
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. You know what really got me? Like when I was thinking about like how much people like to debunk the equipment and how sensitive the equipment is and like it does this during this and blah blah. Like, okay, so the equipment is faulty to a point, but who's to say like when you do have something happen that it's not paranormal?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, so what if the equipment's like that? Like, what if that paranormal entity actually does use it? Like at that time, like,
Right.
like
Exactly. See, you're getting to the
it's
point that I was trying to make. You've got to leave the
yeah,
door open.
yeah. It's not necessarily a bad thing that these things of equipment are faulty. Like if they're working the way they are, and the spirit wants to use it, who's to say that it's not at all paranormal?
Right.
Like
We don't
with
know.
my K2, like people may hate the K2, but like when I was down there using it, it was responding with it. So
So
you
there
know
you
what I
go.
mean?
Right.
Yeah. So it's like you could say like, oh, all this stuff about it, but at the time, maybe it was using it. Like, for sure. Like, who's to say that it wasn't?
Exactly. So yeah, that's like I said. That's why I stay open, because
Mm-hmm.
same thing with the apps.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Right.
I
I
that's why
don't
I
think
love it
there's,
when the guys debunk the stuff. I love it.
yeah,
But I
I
think
love
there
it too.
sometimes because I asked this question of the debunkers. Do you think that we debunk ourselves out of true evidence?
Mm-hmm. I think
You
we
know,
do. I think we kind
I
of put
think
ourselves into
sometimes that we do.
like a numbing level. Like you almost like are numb to being open to the
Right.
spiritual senses of it. Like you said, be open to it,
Right. And always just continue with the experiment because you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love Dawson's passion about it because and he'll debate it because I love it when he debates with Kenny Biddle. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so funny. And I you got to give him the credit because he wants to find out all of this stuff by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you, I, or whoever believe it or not, he wants to experience it. He wants to test it out, and then he'll come to his own conclusion.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
And I think everybody has to do that
Mm-hmm.
at
Just
some
like
point.
I leave it up to the viewers with my my videos and the evidence that I have. You decide.
Right.
I decide on my personal level what I experienced, what was paranormal or not,
Right.
and I'll tell you. But you decide too. Like you can watch all the raw footage that I put out, and you come to a conclusion what you make of what
Right.
happened.
I mean, they could have spot something maybe you didn't
Mm-hmm.
see. So you can go
Exactly,
back
kind of
and
like
check it
Jimmy
out.
did with the voice. I didn't
Right.
hear it, but he caught it.
But he caught it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what the community is about. We share
Yeah.
information, and we
Yep.
learn from each other.
Yeah, and
And
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like I want people to be like, "No, Carla, that wasn't." I'm like, "Okay, thank you for, because I want to be right. I don't want to give people the wrong information.
right.
But I want to share my experience. I love taking people on my live walkthroughs and showing them these places. I know Karen was so excited about some of the ones I went through, because they
So,
like to be there and see it too. They're not there.
sure. Not everybody
I'm
can
like,
go to
hey, you
those
guys are
places.
here with me. Let's check this out. Look at this stuff, and it's fun. You make it,
Well, that's why
like you're
I love
there.
it whenever she's going to like Karen just was in England. Oh, I can't wait to see what she's got.
Yeah. Oh, I
I'll
can't
never be able to
wait either.
go. So that's an
I
incredible
know.
experience to be able to go through there and
Hmm.
experience what they, have right in their own backyards.
Yeah.
Michael, you're right. We are our own worst critics. But then there are some that can't take that criticism. They believe they're right no matter what you say, right or wrong, and they get offended. You can't. When you're on YouTube and you're in this kind of field, you have to be able to take the criticism.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or indifferent. That's
Yeah.
their opinion, and you say,
Hmm.
"Okay, that's great, thank you." But
Right.
so some people getting so upset.
Yeah. And
Just,
when
just
people are overdoing it,
yeah.
like, yeah, it's obvious, but
I mean, if I put anything out, it's not going to be edited because I suck at it. That's just the bottom line, guys.
I don't want it to be edited. Like, I'll put it together, like, I'll piece it together or
Well, I
I'll
can't
add
even do that. It's just terrible. I just put out what I
else.
filmed. That's it.
Yeah.
I've
But
tried
I'm
it.
not,
Suck
I'm
at
not going
it.
to
So,
go through my footage and mask and edit and all that. I just put it together so it's one whole video for people to
right,
watch. Yeah, I might add in, like I did with the last one, debunk or,
right,
question everything because people are like, it's going off. It's, there's
right.
if you were watching there, the lights are going off. The same two are going off like together randomly, oddly. So it's like there's something wrong with it,
Something going on, right?
Yeah. So don't jump to conclusions right away.
So, I mean, there's some things that I've, had on audio that I didn't share because you got me swearing because something went wrong. I'm not going to put it out there. So.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's raw side paranormal.
Mhm.
Is you're going to get it as I see it, and that's just the way it goes. And
Yeah.
I get people that always tease me. Well, you need to learn the editing. I just really
I
don't
think
want to.
some people are like brilliant with their editing, like
Oh, they are.
Joe,
They are.
yeah, Joe Vitale and I love Beardo's editing and Karen's fun and Jimmy.
They're
God,
great
Jimmy's
at it.
document, yeah, Jimmy's is so put together well. Like,
And see this, and it's good for them because they're doing things for documentaries or
Yep.
professional film.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right. And then you've
I'm
got
just
some
putting it
people.
out there. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And some people are really good with the cinematic stuff like Crow and Mythos and
Yeah.
you know, even Josh from Seekers, and who else did I just watch? Oh, Side Eye Guy. You know how they do their like intros and stuff. I'm not very good at the cinematic stuff, but
Getting up to speed with that one. I'm learning.
yeah, so they're really good at that part. I'm good with like art and graphics and all that, but I'm not when it comes to editing videos and
Right. Or turning it into changing from what you drew into AI stuff or whatever.
right.
I just, yeah.
It can be so complicated.
It is. And, and I don't want, and I'm sure you don't want it either. I don't want that kind of complication.
No.
I just want to put it out there, get everybody's opinion, have the experience and share it. And then, interview people and share their experiences. And that's what I want. And I don't, yeah, it's great. I love it when they put all these great videos.
Oh yeah,
together.
that's beautiful. Beautiful work.
That's not going to happen over here. So.
Yeah.
So you either watch what I put out and how the interviews.
Yeah,
mine's just its own. Great.
Mine's its own style. My funny videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie, right? Kenny doesn't believe anything unless it's proven to him.
And that's fine. We need a Kenny, and we need the Kenny in the community.
It's but it's kind of sad. I love Kenny to death. I think he's a brilliant guy. But I don't know if it's hard. It's so hard not to believe in anything.
Well, I think when it happens, he'll be in shock.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe, or he'll find a way to talk himself out of believing it. Because it's just what they do. Mm-hmm. I get it. Like it's like I was mentioning to Bill. Bill's a born debunker. I told him he should do it.
Okay.
He catches everything. It's fantastic. But if something is something, then he admits it. Oh, yeah. Holy crap, you caught something.
Mm-hmm.
And, because, he's not going to let anything slide or this thing. He's going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb.
Cool.
And so I get it. But eventually something's going to happen. And you got to admit it. You're going to okay, I can't debunk it. I can't explain it. Mm-hmm. So then what is it? Yep. It's paranormal. Julie, yes, I would hate to go through life and not believe in anything. It's sad.
Right.
He believes in science, and that's great. I believe in science too. But I also believe in a lot of the supernatural as well. It exists. Whether we catch it or not, who the hell knows? Of course, then the mystery will be over once we catch it.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a next level. We don't know.
Yeah. It was fun when you had Enzo on because I am not one that really believes in aliens. I'm sure there is like intelligent life, but I'm like anti-alien. I'm so skeptical when it comes to that stuff.
I know how you would think about it, but like I said, I had seen it myself when I was a teenager.
Okay, see, then you have your own experience.
And I'm like, okay, what the hell was that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I believe people's stories like yours, but I've never had it, so I don't have any clue. I'm like, no.
Weird.
No.
Because you sit there, you stare, and you're looking, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
You can see if it was, a balloon and it was floating or a plane or whatever. But when you got something that's odd shaped and it's just sitting in the sky, and then the next minute you turn around, you turn back around, it's gone. What the hell
or
was
it changes directions on you. Like aircraft can't, that I know of, unless it's a drone. But even then, I think, I'm not sure how exactly they work. But I know like flying aircraft, like when I flew helicopters, you can't just stop a helicopter and it flip around and go like, it just doesn't do that. It just physically can't do that. It can't just stop and like completely like
and go, that's
like it's just this hovering disc that just sits there and then like the other way, like a cartoon, like.
Well, see, that's what it was. Ours was. It was just this shape, and it was all black.
Yeah.
And I was breaking them on my husband saying, oh, they're coming to get us. And he's like, don't say that.
Right.
And we stood there for 15 minutes
Scary.
watching it.
It's scary.
If it was a plane or a balloon or anything else, it wouldn't be sitting in one spot for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the minute we turned around and turned back, it was gone. No clouds, no nothing for it to hide behind. It was just like, it just disappeared. So what the hell was that? And of course, back in that day, there was no cell phones.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just saw it with your.
I didn't carry a camera around with me all the time. So
yeah. Well, even then, like you have experiences and you don't have your camera, like like I've seen apparitions, but I woke up from a dead sleep and sat up and saw what I knew was my son's grandfather that came to visit my newborn baby, and he crossed the room. It was a white figure, but I knew exactly who it was. And I saw him and I was like, okay, hi, like I didn't say anything, but I knew who he was. It's like I just woke up and I was like, somebody's in the room, and like there went his
strange. There's the science genius himself, Enzo. Welcome. He says, "What if your helicopter was Airwolf?" Yeah, Airwolf.
Hi, Enzo.
He's probably right. I hope you had a great time at your gathering, Enzo. Let's get together and talk about that one. It looked fun from what I seen.
What if your
hi, Candy. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm not familiar on the different helicopter aircrafts, but the ones that I flew, I knew you couldn't do that. So.
Well, Airwolf, actually, it was you ever seen it? Was a TV show.
Oh, no. Okay.
It had to do with a stealth kind of helicopter. So that's what it was, Enzo. It was Airwolf.
So it wouldn't surprise me if they did have some technology that could do that we even don't know about,
Right.
Like, really, I'm sure that it exists. Like, people are smart enough to build that kind of stuff. So.
All right. And here we've got Wayne asking, it's possible that real evidence has already been caught, but it would be just put down as faulty equipment or fraud, etc. I agree with you. That's why I'm thinking that we have got to the point where we've debunked actual evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because we're just so much afraid of putting it out there, saying it's real, and being judged for it. So we automatically go to, well, it had to have been this.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I just think that we debunk ourselves to the point where we're talking ourselves out.
Yeah. But I think if like you have stuff that you feel is real, and you know that it is, and you put it out there and people are saying it's not, so what? As long as you know that you're not purposely faking it.
That's all you
Which
can
is
do.
like really worth watching Jimmy's documentary, because the guy had both things going on.
Well, yeah, he did. And Jimmy called him
it's
out.
like he blew it for himself because he was in it for money. Like eventually he was in it for money. But in the beginning, he had real stuff happening.
And he screwed it up.
Yeah, he lost all of his credibility, labeled himself as a fake and a liar. And Jimmy called him out.
Good night, Michael. Thank you for hanging as always. Look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good night.
Michael. It was good to see you.
Enzo, yes. It was a TV show. I remember. Jan Michael Vincent. Yes, the thing had everything. I remember that show. I'm dating myself.
I need to watch it. Thanks, Enzo.
Yeah, I just dated myself with that one.
That's awesome, though. I got something new to watch.
Let's see. Oh, Bill, this is Laura. Are you going on an investigation? Well, I thought we were going out at 3 a.m, Bill. Wasn't that your offer?
Witching hour.
He says, if so, you will need an editor. Yeah, it's you. I'll send it all to you. I already told him I would, because like he don't have enough to do. I gotta.
Bill's cool.
He's a goof.
He's so funny.
I know Bill for a long time.
Oh, good. That's
And we used
awesome.
to work together when we were both in the dental field. That's how we met.
Oh yeah, right
And
on.
that was over. Geez, let's see. Put it this way: I've known Bill long enough to watch him get older.
Well, you aged together.
He was a young hottie when I met him. He's probably all embarrassed now. So, yeah, well, God, I want to say over 30 years. Maybe something like Bill, something like that. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Take the compliment.
So, now I tease him. Now he's an older hottie. There you go. That's all you have to say. Just like Enzo. Same thing. All these hot guys. I don't know what we're going to do. It's overload. Hi, Dragon Ranger. Welcome, welcome. Now we're just actually getting into the silly stuff. Does anybody have any other questions for Carla about her investigations or a specific investigation? What is your next adventure, sweetie? What are you up to next?
I don't have anything planned. I want to go to Bannock, Ghost Town, and Garnet before it gets too cold. So I might go explore those places and do that before, winter hits. I don't really have anything going on except editing the evidence that I have from my other locations and posting those. Yeah. Do you have anything lined up special for October, Laura?
I'm hoping I do.
Yeah, I have a Halloween special I'm going to put out.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to post a preview video tomorrow. And in October, I'm going to do some more funny videos, some horror video reviews, and my horror makeup for sure.
That's going to be fun
for October. Yep, I've got some.
Well, yeah, Archie, you're going to come on and do that with me, aren't you?
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yes, Enzo said I wouldn't describe myself as hot, more like just sweaty. See, the thing is, everybody's definition of hot is different. I find intelligent men very sexy. And actually, I have to think for bald guys too. I don't know what it is. It's weird. But it's I don't know. I just think somebody that is just a genuine nice person is attractive.
Yeah.
You get these vain people that that's ugly.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with your taste.
So it's so there you go. Wayne wants to know hot guys where.
I don't know, Wayne. I don't know.
Hi, Anna Banana. That's what I call my mother, Anna Banana. Well, I used to.
I like her name.
So let's see. Carbs and coffee. I worked on a weapon system for an Apache when I was in the Army. Oh, that must have been cool.
Wow.
Bill, I used to look good. Oh, you still look good, please. You and your wife are adorable. Not everybody changes. Looks change, and everybody's taste changes.
Yeah.
Bill's got a great personality.
I don't think I've aged much since high school. I actually look pretty similar to my senior year.
Yeah, like my husband. Well, everybody tells me I don't age. Thank God.
Yeah, that's nice. I feel like
everybody goes, "No, you're not that old." Well, yeah, I am.
If anything, I've gotten better, smarter. You learn.
Now, see, LB would know. Bill's hot, isn't he, LB? Dragon Ranger says, I'm just a skinny old man with an epic beard. Yes, a beard. I love a good beard. The funny thing was, if you guys seen what my husband looks like, and of course Bill knows, and I was always attracted to the, remember the TV show Grizzly Adams?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
That's what I used to love. Mountain Man. Big,
there you
tough
go.
mountain
Yes.
man. My husband is nothing like that.
Mm.
Nothing at all. So that's, when I say that, yeah, Dan Haggerty. Oh man, he was something. Loved him. So yeah, my husband looks nothing like that. So that's the funny thing. Yeah, if you guys actually, you go on my Facebook page, you'll see what my husband looks like. My husband's cute, but nothing like Grizzly Adams. And the funny thing is, our son is big and has a beard. He's a Grizzly
There
Adams.
you go.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that's what is. Julie says Tom Selleck. Oh yes. Oh yes. He's aging very well. It's amazing how some of these people. Yo West, I saw Charlie. Oh, okay. Hey Albie, he saw Charlie. Albie still hasn't answered. Bill's hot, isn't he, Albie? You should know. Come on. He's gonna kill me. I'm embarrassing him.
He'll get over it. Okay. You've known each other long enough. He'll get over it.
He'll get back at me at some point.
Oh, there you go.
Enzo said he had a full beard in high school. Now it's more salt and pepper, so I don't bother with it. You know, it might be sexy, Enzo. Give it a try. Oh, Elby said, I said, oh, hell yeah. Oh, okay, I must have. Yeah, oh, hell yeah. There you go, Bill. It's official. You're hot. Wayne says, I have a six-pack covered by my beer belly. Used as insulation. That's funny. I'm sorry.
It's his cooler.
It's cooler.
Yeah, there you go.
Comes with his own cooler. See,
that's
practical.
Great. There you go.
And I love somebody that's practical and knows how to use what they've got.
There's nothing wrong with older, heavier set guys. There's nothing like you don't have to have a six-pack to be attractive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are into the physical beauty. I mean, who is that? I mean, who is that?
Some are like so superficial, you know.
That's the problem, right? Mm-hmm. That is totally the problem. It's same thing. Like, what are you attracted to? I mean, okay, Carla, what are you attracted to in a guy?
Somebody that looks like Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
You gotta be like drowned with maggots and a hockey mask.
Okay, well, we have to have Carla.
So morbid. I'm not, like
what do you find more important? Is it personality, looks, their wallet?
Definitely the personality, I think. I think what they like to do is attractive. Like, my love language is music. It's not really a love language, but I connect a lot with music, different songs, people,
right?
Music. I play violin. I'm trying to learn the guitar, so I'm really music oriented, and I love people that can play, and things like that to me are attractive.
So see, that's great.
Yeah, not just looks. Sorry about the Jason attractiveness.
Yeah, we know. We're gonna have a talk later. Hi, Caroline. How are you? Yeah, Bill. Don't be telling people that you pulled your pants down in front of me, Bill.
Oh,
that's our secret.
Yeah.
It was.
See, this is why I would survive horror movies. I find the killers attractive.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. Yikes.
Instead of running away, she'd be standing there saying, damn, you hot. The guy would be like, what?
And then I'd survive.
She'd survive. She'd be the only survivor because she'd be chasing people around.
Oh God. Sorry.
Yeah, you're running down the road screaming, "Get her off! Get her off!"
That's wrong. That's just
Albie said he pulled his pants down in front of me too. He is always doing stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Bill's a little weird. He likes to run around with his pants down.
sorry for laughing, but
Oh my God, is Michelle watching? Sorry, Michelle.
quirks. That's good stuff. We're all a little strange. Let the strange out. It's October.
Exactly. Just
Yeah,
pretty
you
close.
can let the spook out.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. It's
Well, don't let that
who wants to
spook
show me
out.
their spook.
Don't let the spook out.
Right. It depends on whose spook I want to take a look at.
Jeez. It's all good fun.
Oh, Bill, where's Ted when you need him? Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. So, yeah, I don't know who wants to see anybody. So, oh, there we go. Enzo just showed us his little spook.
No. Oh. That killed me, man. Enzo's so funny. Oh God, you're great.
Oh my God. Oh, you're right, Alyssa. Yeah, Crow would be right in all over this.
Right. Damn it.
Everybody's showing off their spooks.
That's great.
Holy crap.
I know, like, Beardo just posted a video, I think, again on Sam and Colby. And I was like, get him, Beardo, by the ghost balls. Get him. Go get him, Beardo. God, I love Beardo.
I know, he comes out with some goodies.
Yeah,
this is
awesome.
Carla said
Carla
no.
said,
Yeah, she said no. Enzo showed us the spook.
That was great. Love that.
Yeah, it fell right into place. Enzo had it right on cue.
Enzo, you're awesome. You're so awesome.
Okay, anybody else want to show their spook? Oh, thank God this is like, late night on YouTube. But I mean, the trouble be.
Right, Laura.
He's
Well,
like, yeah, peace. All right.
Oh, peace, yeah.
So he showed his little spook and gave you a piece, Carla.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I can work it any way. It doesn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bill said Freddy Krueger.
Yep, I like Freddy Krueger too. Yep.
Definitely need to have a talk with Miss Carla.
He's my favorite. Freddy's my favorite. I think he's funny. He's scary and funny.
Yeah, I don't watch any of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm morbid.
It's not that. You know what? It's no, thank God. I get annoyed watching those freaking movies because there's always some girl that's running through the woods and she falls down and my ankle, and you know what I yell at the TV? Yep. Yeah, good, get her. She deserves it. She fell down.
Right. I'd be running towards the killer. They'd be like, "What is going on? What is wrong with this girl?"
Yeah, I wanted to flip around and have it go against the guy. And Julie showed us, what is that?
Is it a bat or a cat? Did she show her?
I think it's a cat.
Her kitty. She showed us
her kitty.
Her black kitty. Oh, I have a black cat.
Oh my God.
He's crazy. He's crazy.
Okay, Candy, thank you for showing. I appreciate it. I know Monday usually isn't my regular. I got to get back on my Wednesday schedule. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm always grateful that you can make it.
Yep, thank you. You guys are awesome. We had fun.
So we had Enzo showing his little spook, Julie showing her kitty.
Yeah.
And Bill is getting pantsed. Okay, Wayne said Freddy is the best personality of all of them, although I've seen excuse me.
All right. Well, Wayne, I'm not attracted to Art the Clown. No. So we're safe, Laura.
Oh, there you go. She doesn't have a thing for clowns.
No, I don't. But
The guys
Terrifier's
with the big
good.
noses are checked off. So anybody who's got a big red nose, forget it. You don't have a chance.
Yep. Well, Terrifier's good. It's really gory. Art's funny in it too, but he's scary and funny.
Right.
But yeah, just so you know, it's pretty graphic.
Bill, raw side para not normal. Not tonight.
Para not normal.
Apparently anything's going tonight, guys, I guess.
There you go, because Carla's
Enzo,
on.
is Leatherface in your top 10?
No, sorry. Thanks, Enzo, for asking, though. I pity him. I feel bad for him because the backstory is sad. But I don't find him attractive.
There you go. The girls, you have to have limits, honey. That's okay.
Yeah, that's a limit. Yeah, no clowns and no Leatherface.
Everybody's got their limit.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Oh, my. Okay, guys. Does anybody have any more questions for Miss Carla before we let her go? Don't want to keep her up too late. Everybody's got to work in the morning.
Oh, geez. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I had to say the bad word. I'm sorry.
That's okay. This week's better. Just taking care of the cemetery. No burials. So
this is apologizing for not wanting Leatherface. So sweet. Yeah, she's sorry, but she just can't do it. It's just
Alyssa. Yeah.
It's just like he'd be there with the group, and she'd say, "I'm sorry, you can't come."
Don't pick you.
But the rest of you, come on.
Don't pick you. That is sad because he was abandoned.
He'd be a little poor, just standing there kicking at the dirt with his head down.
Right. And then I just abandoned him a second time. Oh, it's so sad. Yep.
Let's see. Bill says, Carla, do you find the Tar Man from Return of the Living Dead attractive?
No. Nope. Like as Laura said, I do have limits. No, not the Tar Man.
He's the one that comes out of the barrel. Is that the guy? Yeah, he's got kind of like rhythm and soul as he's walking. I found that to be funny. I'm sorry the way they did that.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Thanks, though.
Wayne says, Carla, are you preparing to take over the cemetery full time?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yep, in the spring. We've talked about it, so my boss.
A lot of work.
He just wants to mow grass. He doesn't want to do it no more. He wants to retire. He's getting to that age, so. But I'm ready for the most part. The winter's going to be rough.
Yeah.
20 degrees out or below, and you still got to do a burial. It's not going to be fun.
I know. See, that's the thing. Modern technology, they were, miss the days where they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But then it's sad because then they're all stored in like a barn,
Oh, yeah. But the ground's too close. The ground's too frozen. We have a ground heater that'll warm the ground up.
Oh,
yeah, right. It's nuts.
Sorry, I said a bad word, Enzo. Sorry. Just get it right out of your mind. There's no such thing as that 4-letter word.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it too that I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts, the budget, but hey, that's all right. You got to give some things just to have some kind of sanity, put it that way. Okay, gang, I want to thank everybody for joining us. We had a great time, even though we went off the deep end tonight. That was all right.
We did. We jumped in the lake.
Right. And we know what Carla's going after. So,
Yes, I go after the unreal ones because my luck with relationships suck.
So, yeah, she's not doing so well on the real side. So you hide all of your videos.
Yeah, so I got to fantasize about something.
Ray just said that like saying adult. What is adulting? Yeah, I'm done with adulting. I don't want nothing to do with it. Yeah. It was a trap and we all got sucked in. So I pretty much did the heck with it. Oh my goodness. Okay, Miss Carla,
Yep.
thank you for
Thank
joining us
you.
tonight. I had a ball.
Yes,
And I
it
look
was
forward
fun.
to,
Spooks and all.
yeah, spooks and kitties and everything else in between, and the pantsing of Bill. We can't forget that.
Yep, we're all ready for
Uh,
Halloween.
Getting all ready for Halloween, getting our spooks all ready. So
Yeah.
until then, everybody, thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us, and we will see you all again on the raw side. Everybody have a great night.